What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody had a great off season and had a great holiday. But it's time to get back rolling. 2025 season is officially starting next week. We have our first event, Bassmaster Kayak Series on Lake Havasu. This video, I'm going to talk about my thoughts going into pre-fishing and kind of how I'm going to break down my launch days and give a little insight on what I'm thinking the tournament is going to set up like, and show how I break down water and then put it into action for those days of pre-fishing. So we got Lake Havasu, and there is a bunch of water and a bunch of launches. We did have the KBF event out here on in April, not too long ago, but it was also a different time of year, which was in April. And it was kind of that spawn, pre-spawn, post-spawn setup. Now that we're in January, though, we're looking at more of a winter pattern, I would say. Based on things that I've looked at, we're looking at water temp roughly in the 50s, and weather conditions are going to be low 40s in the morning and then into the mid 60s during the day. This lake is prone to wind, and if that wind gets blowing, could play a huge factor in this tournament. Winds from the north blow all the way down this thing, and it gets nasty. I mean, I'm talking 5-6 foot rollers. So we really have to pay attention to launches that we're wanting to launch at, number one. Number two, is there places we can get tucked away so we're not dealing with the wind all day? And is there a potential for fish to be in those areas that we have that wind protection? Now, before I get into talking about launches, I want to show you guys kind of my thought process based on these launches. So, we're looking for, number one, main lake points. That water temperature is going to cause these fish to sit probably in the 15 to 30 foot range. So we're going to be having drop shot, slow sinking jerk baits, hover stroll, jigs, those kind of techniques to fish with this tournament. With that being said, I do want to also show you something that a lot of people probably don't know about or do know about. So Arizona Game & Fish does a great job on creating habitat for these fisheries. And once they put man-made structures, old Christmas trees, brush piles, stuff like that into these bodies of water, they do put down waypoints. And these are free to download. Anybody can look them up online. It is a great resource to have. And it's as simple as putting it onto a Google file, saving it to an SD card, and uploading it to your graph as waypoints. So that's what we've done here. Now, when we're looking at this Google Maps and looking at this lake, we're not going to hit all these. There's way too many of them to hit. Sure, we could check them all out, but that would be all of our pre-fishing. So how we're going to break this down is we are looking for ones that are in that deeper water column. So like we have one in this cove, one off this secondary point in the back of this cove that we would check. And we're looking for an abundance of them and launches to launch from to get to these. So my thought process is, and I'm going to go over to this regular Google Maps and then jump back over to here to show you guys. So I'm probably going to launch Body Beach one day. And the reason I'm going to launch Body Beach is because if we look at Body Beach, here, this is Body Beach here, you have all these fish habitats or brush piles or trees that are in this deeper water that we can get to. the couple that I showed just a second ago. And not only do we have those, but we have all these main lake points. All these points can be holding fish. So that's going to be one of our launches one day, and we'll run all the way down, basically to this wash here, this Mockingbird wash, and hit this island out here, fish around this island, and then we have some of these other elongated points that have good flats on them for these fish to feed on and school up on. Now, the other launch we want to hit is all the way down at Cattail Cove State Park. Now, with Cattail, remember I said that this lake is huge. Okay, I can't get to both of these launches without pedaling or running out of juice in my motor. So we're gonna go back to Cattail Cove, and we have this elongated point, all these main lake points that come out, very elongated points out to the middle. But not only do we have all this structure and all these points to fish off of, but if you look at, like, this cove has so many brush piles or man-made structures in it that it would be good to hit and check out for tournament days. And if we find a pattern this way, we can replicate it. There is, we have all this information saved to our graph, and we can just go, hey, where's the next one in the middle of a cove, and jump to it. Now, if this isn't the play, we have to, divert from that. We still have all the back of these coves. We still have numerous ways to find fish in these areas. So during the tournament that we had here a little while back, I had launched at both of these launches and did fairly decent. I think I finished 9th that tournament. So we do have other things in these from these launches that we can check out during pre-fishing. Now that's 2 days of pre-fishing. One of the days I do want to get up north a little bit, so I'll probably launch out of the state park and work my way up into these. Check these out. Like, this one's way offshore, and it's kind of out there to where it will be in that 20-foot range, or maybe even deeper, that fish could be sitting on. And then we have, this island here. We have this elongated point that comes out here. This is a non-motorized area, but we can get in there. We would just have to pull our motor up and disconnect it. But that's another great area to check out for us, and kind of dive into, still trying to replicate that man-made structure, Christmas tree, brush pile pattern. And then we may launch from here again and check out this Site 6 area instead of launching at the ramp. Just because, so like this launch here, a lot of people don't really know about it, number one. Number two, I'm not fighting all the trailers and boat traffic on this ramp here. Otherwise, I could just get over here. Tournament day, though, if I was to fish in this area, I would just launch from Site 6 and because of the shorter trek. But if we go out of Site 6, we still have all of these structures and these points to check out as well. Like I said, baits we're going to touch on are a jerkbait, a jig, hover stroll, drop shot, maybe even like a square bill, rock crawler kind of style bait, maybe even a deep crank. We can get back up in this marina and throw maybe a mag draft around the docks. There's a lot of water to check out in a week, and we just got to kind of put our head down. I do have a lot of history on this lake, and in the past, history can burn you. So this tournament, I'm kind of going into this pre-fishing like I'm fresh. I don't know the lake, and I want to go check out new water and check a different pattern. Like I said, I haven't been here in January. I've only really fished it in the late spring, early summer. So it is a new body of water for me, and I think breaking it down this way is going to be best case scenario for myself. There is, I think, 80 guys signed up currently. Hopefully we get to that 100 mark, but some of these areas are going to be flooded with people if we do get to that 100 mark. You know, and there's a chance I call an audible launching from a ramp one day if I'm not finding that pattern, and try to make it upriver, and check out upriver, because current could play a factor with those smallies, and that's going to all be play by ear once I get there. But hopefully this kind of helps you guys break down a lake. And I do want to check out, one second, let me open a new tab and show you guys kind of the structures that Arizona Game and Fish puts in. So they have these like cement blocks, they have like fake trees, and then they also put like Christmas trees in. But this resource is available from basically every lake in the state for the most part, which is awesome. It is a great resource for you to have on your graph if you're fishing here in Arizona. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm super excited for this event and just ready to get on the water. I've been jonesing to get on the water. I do want to show you guys the new boat, and kind of what I have set up this year. Made some adjustments, put some new graphs on, new LiveScope, and did some minor tweaks. So be on the lookout for that video. And pre-fishing video should be uploaded pretty soon after this one. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this really did help you guys and understanding what my thought process is into going into looking at a lake from Google Maps and trying to break it down in order to give yourself the best opportunity to not waste time during pre-fishing.